Well, how about more star players playing? That's what I don't know how you force that issue. I don't know how you do it. Because
I think that's less an issue now, though, than it used to be.
Again, perfect example again. This might not have been seen because it was the last game on Monday night. There were 2 NFL games. Nuggets and Kings played a spectacularly fun basketball game. What was the final score? It was like 130, 129 or something like that. Jokic was out there. Murray was out there. Gordon was out there. Porter Jr. was out there. Fox was out there. Sabonis was out there. Monk was out there. The only guy missing, I think, was Keegan Murray. I think he was out.
All the way down to Malik Monk.
But by the way, he was lighting it up. And so, but, star players, people that are really good at basketball actually playing and not being managed and just having, but again, I don't know if these are the same guys, with the stars who then get to the All-Star game and then treat it in a certain way that now they got to come up with some 4-team tournament. And I don't know what the answer is on all of this front, but I guess the long story short is New York City's paying attention to it, is what you're saying.
It's 2 separate discussions, All-Star and availability. I do think they've addressed a lot of the availability issues. Over an 82-game season, you're going to have some stretches where Luka sits out for rest reasons. LeBron, top guys are not going to play all 82. But the elimination or the reduction of back-to-backs, the reduction of 3 games in 4 nights, the spelling out to teams that if you have a national TV game on the schedule, your guy better be in an air cast if he's not out there playing. So they've done some of this, Rich. You're never going to be able to legislate it out completely,
right?
But I do think they've done some of it.
But what I'm getting at isn't just that. It's the competitive spirit of some of these players that does tie into the All-Star game. Back in the day, and I know I sound like that Dana Carvey character, like we loved it back when I was there. In my day, in my day, these guys would play defense in the All-Star game, and they wanted to win. Yeah. Like, you didn't have to come up with any gimmicks, You didn't have to come up with any gimmicks in the 80s and the 90s and the aughts. You didn't have to come up with a gimmick when Kobe was in Madison Square Garden. You didn't. You put these guys out there, and they want to beat the crap out of each other. They really did. And there was a certain way of the Hall of Fame athlete was just like, I'm not losing to you. I'll see you in Springfield one day when we get our jackets, but today is not the day for you. It's my day. And right now it's just like, oh, let's swap jerseys. Who cares? Honestly, like I really feel that way. And I think that is a sensibility that might lead to a fan go, like, again, just to bring it full circle, our mutual friend Dan Patrick, I think he's right on his head. He said right on the head. He said, if you don't care, why should I care? And the general sense is, do a lot of these athletes really care to play all 82 and make sure that the person gets to see the product? I don't know. When it comes down to it.
I think a lot, again, one of the things that the league has done is putting that 65-game threshold in to be eligible for rewards,
yes,
which affects pocketbooks, which is another step. Like, again, you're never going to get all these guys to play or want to play even 75 games. They'll want to be in that 70, 75 games range, especially when they're anticipating a long playoff run. As far as the All-Star game and the competitiveness there goes, I mean, like the CD player and the flip phone, competitiveness in the All-Star game is not coming back, right? It's gone forever. Like you're never, and like Doc Rivers was talking about this the other day, because Doc actually played in one of those hyper-competitive All-Star games you're talking about. Doc was playing in one of them, and he actually coached in the one last year, which was really the straw that broke the camel's back. Like last year was an abomination. Yeah. Like Adam Silver, was kind of embarrassed by that game because he spent weeks talking about everything that he had done to make sure these games were competitive, and it wasn't. It was one of the worst All-Star games of all time.
Yeah, so just to jump in to finish your sentence here, we have a drop of Adam Silver when he handed out, was this the MVP award at the All-Star game?
Well, congratulations.
That was it. We use that all the time.
Yeah. Well,
to
big
back
gulps,
up
huh?
To back up your point. Don't mean to interrupt your flow there, but
no,
that's what he's like. Well, congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
I mean, we use that all the time.
There's the NBA has literally tried everything to juice this All-Star game. Now they're going with a 4-team format, which nobody seems to like among the player ranks. So Kevin Durant weighed on that earlier. Look, the All-Star game, you can't kill it, but you can't save it, right? It is still a game that draws an astronomical rating by NBA standards.
Sure.
It's still a really highly rated game, so they're never going to get rid of it. But you're also never going to solve this problem. Like the players, one of the things they push back on is they say, all right, you want us to be competitive on Sunday. How about you take all the crap off our plates, Friday and Saturday? Because the NBA does get them involved with a lot of their corporate sponsorship. They've got a lot of obligations during All-Star weekend. The leagues try to address that by giving them extra time off after the All-Star game. But because the NBA needs these guys to do so much before the game, they're never going to take that off the table. So this is where we are, Rich. We on February, 22nd or whatever the day after the All-Star game is, I guarantee you we'll be sitting right here complaining about how terrible it was because there is no fixing this problem.
Well, and the NBA is not alone in that regard either. Major League Baseball made the All-Star game significant as to who got home field advantage in the World Series. That was a massive flop. They've also homogenized the uniforms, make them look like they're the Savannah Bananas more than the actual all-stars of the Major League Baseball. By the way, Savannah Bananas are terrific.
And money doesn't work with these guys either, right? Money doesn't work because everyone that makes an all-star team, or 90% of them, is on a contract that guarantees them $250 million a year.
Well, it used to matter for the NFL Pro Bowl game where NFL Pro Bowlers realized in the fourth quarter of that game that winning and losing was the difference between breaking even or losing money with their families all in Hawaii for the week. That actually did happen. I've seen Pro Bowls get competitive in the fourth quarter, but then obviously the NFL had a major Pro Bowl problem on their hands. And if I'm not mistaken, I came on the air, Mike Hoskins, our coordinating producer, was telling me this year's Pro Bowl games, as they refer to it, features like a game show, like newlywed type setup with how well do you know your teammate? So everybody's in that same all-star game mosh pit. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.